Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and slightly different slightly different show tonight. Because instead of having me just behind the house, you actually have me on the host desk tonight. And not only that, we have the one and only gold ship themselves, JLD, joining us. JLD, welcome. How are you looking forward to this game?
As the lower team captain for Noxus, I'm a little bit biased, but I'm really excited for this.
Well, that's
I
just...
can't wait to see my middle team do extremely well and stomp all over them. No bias, obviously.
Well, that's just it. You know, you've got vested interest in the series because you want your nation to do well. And I mean, you were saying to us, well, we were just talking before the stream. Obviously, we didn't know how well this faction thing would work, but everyone seems to be buying right into it. And it's created a nice wee kind of friendly rivalry here.
Yeah, it's great. I love it, and I love how everyone's gotten really into it with like some of the factions just having direct nemesises, if that's the right way to say that.
Well, that's just it. You know, we've got so many nations here, and we're starting to see some of the results come in. Obviously, this is tonight's first match for the sides of Zaun and Noxus. But if we just look at the standings here, JLD, Piltover's in a nice early position here. But they've got Shreema and the Freljord right on their tails after 4 games.
Yeah, I mean, as it's just the first week, it could just flip all the way upside on its head in like genuinely by the Sunday. So, but for the start of it, yeah, Piltover looks really set for this.
I mean, they had a nice 2-0 in the upper bracket, which I think, I'll be honest, took me a bit by surprise. You know, I was looking at the rosters. I had them as a strong team, but maybe not as strong as Failure. But we have a lot of knowledge of the Failure team, JLD, coming from previous tournaments, whether it be Mini LCS or League of Friends Fearless. I mean, it is the majority of the Curtis Cuties that won the Mini LCS. And I don't know if you saw the stream, but they got humbled. And they got humbled hard.
Yeah, just a bit. It seems we finally got people that are going to dethrone the Cutters, and someone else might actually win a tournament.
Thank goodness for that. And then obviously last night, again, with Shreema rock up and put Demacia in a decently sized hole after 2 games. You know, only on 5 points from that map win against the other Piltover team. But there's still a lot to play for. It just takes the middle bracket team later in the week to come out in 2-0, and they're right back up there.
Very true. Well, yeah, it's just going to be all flipped on its head. We won't know who's on top by the time it comes to Sunday.
And that's only week 1. You know, the beauty of this format is, yes, the Swiss stage matters, and yes, you want to win your bracket, but you also want to win the overall. So even if you are down that bottom bit, and you've had a really horrific Euro bracket, your team can use that 25 points you get from a 2-0 so well. So there's still so much to play for every single one of these teams.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, honestly, this week, I don't know how it's going to go. I am a little biased, but it could be flipped on its head because both teams are really strong in individual players.
Yeah, I mean,
I've seen a lot of synergy going between both of them as well. As on the side of Zaun, a lot of the players have known each other for a long time and played countless games together. And it's the same with Noxus. Like, it genuinely could flip either way, but like potentially all 3 games.
Well, that's just it. You know, you got players like Dope, Snow, and Casper on the side of Zaun, led by Sil. They got Wildflower in there as well. Whereas you've got the likes of Ivan, Wilmer, Wildflower, Fayaz, and Kama Chameleon. You know, I don't know too much about Fayaz and Kama Chameleon. Or Wildflower, but obviously Ivan and Wilma we've seen for years across many tournaments. Do you know much about them? I heard you said you done a lot of team bonding, and you have experienced the force of these 5 on the Rift so far.
I can say their bot lane, being Fayaz and Kama Chameleon, are really good together, and they have a lot of synergy, and I've heard a lot of communication going between the 2 of them. And yeah, Ivan is a steady top laner, and he's reliable and does what he needs to do. Wilma is just an absolute carry in the jungle as well. Like, you could never count them out the game. Wildflower, I didn't speak to them much, but they absolutely rocked Kalira in mid lane, unfortunately. So I can say they are pretty damn good at the game.
How is your prep going for your first game this weekend?
It's slow but steady. We're getting there. We are getting there. I've got a good team. We've got good vibes. That's all you really need.
Well, that's it. Who is your biggest threat in the bracket, do you think?
In the bracket, I'm gonna say Shurima. They have a really strong team, like Expert and Cat, and just pretty much Expert and Cat. I'm not gonna lie, the two biggest names on that team. They are really good, and I've heard that the two of them working together is just astronomically good.
Yeah, it was really quite good to watch last night. As I said, they were working in complete tandem. There was no question there. Expert. Again, we've had the joy and the pain of being on both sides of the rift from Expert. I'll let you decide, viewers, what side's which. But no, Expert, he's the Hex Last Bandit for a reason, and he's shown why again last night, getting MVP.
This is true. He is incredibly consistent on both his tank and carry jungles.
Which not a lot of people can say.
Yeah, Expert, the Hex Flash Bandit, pulling out Ivan of all the champs in lower and doing really well on it as well. That's
yeah, he loves his Ivan, and that's one of the things you don't see a lot of Ivans, but when you do, they normally go quite well.
50-50. They either go 0-20 or 20-0.
Yeah, well, that's exactly it. I do hear word that we are going into game very soon, but before we do that, JOD, we need a draft, don't we?
I think so, yeah. Can't have much of a game without a draft before.
And here we go. We see the Kali being hovered and will be banned, first of all, by the Noxians. Do you know much about Snow's Akali?
Apparently really strong from word of ear.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of these picks that's really strong. We do see the Shen ban. One of these very, very safe top laners. Or jungles. We start to see it in jungle a lot more as well.
He's getting really strong in the jungle with certain build paths and all the cheap tank items. They make it really strong.
Yeah, then we see the Yasuo ban. Oh, I don't like this ban. JOD, I'm not looking at the screen. Let me know if they lock it or not.
That's a Seraphine ban getting locked in.
God damn it. God damn. You know what, though? At least it's still 100% pick ban so far. Whenever she's been available.
This is true. And even if it does get banned, it's still sitting at a 100% win rate.
Well, that's it. It's a really good thing to see as a Seraphine main. But it's not just Seraphine that is the reason it's banned. It is because of the synergy with the Ashe. And we see the J4 ban coming out.
J4 being a really strong jungler every patch, just due to how consistent his engage is and how much early game damage he does with no items.
Yeah, and again,
Gwen being gone as well.
So this makes me think they want to lock a tank, because you don't ban Gwen if you're not planning a tank, and we are going to see a first pick Jinx. Thoughts on that, Jody?
I think Fayaz is really mechanically good on all of his champions, and I can't wait to see him cook on this.
And the Ambessa
getting locked.
Is that for Dopey, or do we think that's for Syl?
I would assume Dopey. I'm not gonna lie. You don't blind Ambessa top lane.
Well,
coming out for Casper though.
I mean, we saw a really good performance yesterday from Allegasia on the Kaiser. Well, you see it on the TikTok as well. He sidestepped everything. While being Thema and Dove. So hopefully, let's just see if Casper can match the fancy feat there. As we are going to see Xin Zhao. Normally you see that safe, the Ashe Seraphine kind of matchups, because he's a really, really safe jungle in that sense. But again, a very standard jungle pick here. Nothing too crazy if this gets locked in. Indeed it does.
I think Xin Zhao's really strong specifically into the Ambessa. Ambessa wants those short trades. She wants to just dash in and out, and Xin Zhao just sticks to her. You can't run from a Xin Zhao, that's the thing.
Now what I'm seeing here from Zaunite, they could be easily countered here by a Poppy. But there's going to be a Braum instead. I think Poppy's a mist. There's an open goal here. You lock the Poppy, they're kind of cooked. But Jinx Braum, it's safety for this Jinx.
That's not to say that Jinx doesn't benefit just more from safety. Like, Bromstone plus Jinx resets and lethal tempo, like, it's just free kills.
Yeah. And the Bard, Vilbert's Bard. I mean, everyone's heard of the Bungle, but this is going to be Bard in the support. I have a love-hate relationship with Bards. They're either really good or they're really shit. There's nothing in between. I'm hoping for Zaunite's sake that it's a really good Bard. But only how do you think that matchup goes, Kaiser Bard into Jinx Braum?
Into Jinx Braum, I would say it's probably not as good because Braum can just block that stun, which is their only form of engage, really. Though they do absolutely outpoke Jinx Braum here.
Yeah.
They have a much stronger poke and sustain lane, but in an all-in, I think Jinx Braum wins.
Yeah, we see in the chat, Jaded asking, is it not Dopey's support? You know, Dopey's support role is his main role, but they have elected to use one of his alt roles nice and early in the game. So we might see game 2, he'll switch back to support, but it was declared well in advance, and it's a legal role swap. As long as he plays the majority of his tournament games on that support role, you can have these games where they swap the rosters. Have you got alt roles on your team, JOD?
Not really. All of us are pretty set in our roles. We don't play much else.
It makes it a lot easier. It saves any craziness. I mean, we saw firsthand the craziness in the mini LCS with a certain police-related team and a certain How I Met Your Mother-related team using it to the full. Talking of that, I believe one of them's in this game.
Yep, yes they are. Yeah. But we do see Yone Malphite and Malsyndra being banned here as well. Which is
the Zed pick.
Ooh, that's a spicy pick.
Now, it looks like Zaunite said, we're just going to look at you and we're going to blow you up. You're going to get the public execution from the Ambessa. Zed's going to go in and try and blow you up. And then Kaiser will shoot from a million miles away. And then if you try and get away, Bard will just ult you.
Let's not forget you can Bard ult to guarantee Ambessa ult.
True. What do you think of the Scion? I mean, your top lane, obviously it's a blind, we think it's a blind Scion, and we see the Ahri to counter this Zed. I don't mind that, but who would you be looking to play into the Scion?
Into the Scion? I would be picking Ambessa, honestly. Like, Ambessa Q, percent health damage, you just rock him level 3, and you just rock him level 9, and he can't do anything.
What about the Renekton? Thoughts on that?
I do actually really like Renekton here, as even though you have Xin Dash and Ahri Dash, they're all fairly mobile. Like, Zin's is on a 8-second cooldown, Scion has no way to run without ult. And with Ahri, like, you just dash in, force hers, and then you run away. I do really like the Renekton pick here. So,
looking at the rosters, are you sticking with your comrades over at Noxus? Or are you going to back the Zaunites in game 1?
I gotta back Noxus. They have a really strong front to back compared to Zaunite's all-in team.
See, in these kind of games, if Jinx gets fed, Fairs will take over the game. If they can keep a lid on the Jinx, I think Kaiser outscales quite a bit. But we can always kind of spectate and kind of talk nonsense. Obviously, we won't know till we get into this game, which should be very, very soon, within the next couple of minutes or so. Yeah, I mean, talk me through a way how Zaunite want to play this game.
I think they want to pull Scion and Xin away from the Jinx, or Scion and Braum, or just any of the 3 melees, just pull 2 of them away from the Jinx, and you just send Ambessa, Zed, like, all just ulting right onto that Jinx, just blow her up. They just take the carry out the fight, and then it's just one. It's easy.
Well, there you go. I'm just setting up our Gamba just now. There you go. For the next 5 minutes, you can bet on who do you think is going to win. Is it going to be the Noxus Order of Vision, or do you think it'll be the Zaunite RatsInGame? Make sure you spend your channel points now.
Alright, I'm dumping 100 on you, Noxus. Don't let me down.
Damn. Setting your stall out, JOD.
I gotta back my team. It's what I do.
Question is, do you think they'll back you later this week?
Oh, absolutely, yeah. I have full faith in them.
Somebody clip that. Somebody clip that. And we'll get Ivan of that on stream. Oh. But I think we're in for a good game. I genuinely do think we're in for a really good game here. Two really balanced sides. This could go either way. Do you know if the Noxian team have any of these champs as masteries?
Oh, I know that Scion is absolutely one champ that Ivan just plays religiously, and Wilmot on the Zin, I'm not sure, but I know Wildflower is pretty damn good on that Ahri and has played a lot of it.
So I'm looking at, as we're loading in, some of these masteries. There's only 14,000 on the Ahri.
Really? I thought it was more.
And only 133,000 on the Scion, so...
I mean, that's still a Mastery 10, which you get a title and a badge for, so...
Very true. Very, very true. Won't be long now, though. Chat, who do you think's going to win? Do you think the Noxians will roar to victory? Or will the Zaunites come from the sump and win it?
I'm seeing 680 channel points going to Noxus right now.
Ooh. How many? And only 10 bet on Zaun. So if you bet on Zaun, you could be in chance for a decent payday. We're not quite at many LCS levels yet, but we did only get this unlocked the other day.
I think with the amount of money riding on Noxus now, they have to win. They have to perform now.
Oh, 100%. Give me 2 seconds. We're just trying to get the graphics ready and up and running for the game.
You can't gamble on this, Gallant? Really? That's insane.
Yeah, there's some nations that don't allow it. They think gambling's bad for some reason.
I mean, it's virtual.
Please gamble responsibly.
It's not like you're paying for the channel points, at least. But also, yeah, as Sai pointed out, just use a VPN, get around it. You gotta represent, come on. You're the higher bracket Noxian captain. You gotta put some faith in them. We are seeing Zaun doubling the amount of points versus Noxus.
Wow! 1,210. Somebody's come in at the last minute.
Yeah, that's insane.
That's a mega buy.
Oh, and Noxus has jumped up and matched it instantly.
This is what we like to see, folks.
Agreed. Zaun at 1,590. 1,600. It is just going up and up and up. The people want to see Zaun win this one.
Give me 2 seconds.
That's all good.
I'll put the stats on just for a second while I get this sorted. Bear with me 2 seconds, folks. Keep talking away there, JLD. Tell me what you think's going to happen.
Seeing 1,740 channel points towards Zaun now. These people want to see Zaun win. Like, a lot. Come on, we've got to represent Noxus, people. I'm putting more money on this myself. As we see the standings at the moment, you see Zaun and Noxus both at a clean 0-0. This is the first points on the board for either team. It could go, we could go 2-0 to either team. We could go 2-1 and both of them end up with some points at the end of this. I think with even just one game won, that puts them above Demacia on either team.
Well, that's just it.
But here we go, everybody.
We're not just there just yet. I need to fix some things. The graphics decided to let me down.
Tuber Productions failing us once again.
No, it's maybe because I forgot to start the game beforehand.
As I said, Tuber Productions letting us all down.
Sounds about right. And what makes it even better, I don't have anyone on that account, so bear with us. We'll take a short break and then we'll be right back. Okay, folks, we are back. Sorry about the delay. We've had to go to a wee backup mode, so it might be a wee bit janky just for this first game. But I promise you we'll have it sorted for game number 2. And JLD, your boys aren't having a great time so far. Are you there, JLD? I can't hear you. I've seen to lost JLD, but Fayaz is going down. I get another kill here, and Casper does a lot of damage on tower. We'll flash away. We'll get a kill back for Zaunite as a shutdown into the jungle there. Damn. Again, I can only apologise about the issues there, folks. We will have it sorted for game number 2. But right now, RatsInGame, after a really strong start as well, we're taking a lot of damage from Snow here in the bot side jungle. Zin walk away, we see them, that's them finally caught back up to us. And yeah. Quite a big start. I don't know where JLD has gone. Are you there, JLD? I can't hear you if you are. 2 seconds. And yeah, game state right now, solid lead here for the side of RatsInGame. A lot of kills onto Casper here over Fayaz. See Fayaz taking a lot of damage from the electrocute from Wilbert there. You there, Jody?
I'm here.
Now, JLD, tell me, what the hell are you seeing?
I'm seeing a Scion punished for proxying. Looks like they're just still gonna take that full wave, though. And potentially the wave that just came, meaning Renekton will lose quite a bit in terms of XP.
But in terms of the game state, though, your boys aren't having the greatest start to the season.
In that now, yeah, it does. Naturally, they can turn it around, but it does not look promising from the start.
I say apologise.
Like they're gonna get a pick.
Yeah, big fight here. Still a lot of damage staying up, but he's going to stay alive. And not the red on Noxus will just fall. A double kill for the Renekton. Yeah, big yikes.
That is not to see at 11 minutes in the game. Not what you want to see.
But yeah, I say sorry about this, the reduced quality stream here, folks. I say it's all having to run off one PC at the moment. We will fix it for game number 2. But right now, it is the side of Zaunite. Zaunite running away with this. Ivan's already resorted to the. He's already resorted to the proxying in the top lane there, and he's going to get spotted here by. Oh no, Vilbert's just going to come in for a flying visit. Scion will go another layer there.
Proxying is just, it shuts down so much over Nexon in terms of how he could push lane and get that first tower early, opening up the map for him and the rest of his team.
Well, that is
this
it.
is just booking it out of there, using his ult and just running. Yeah,
don't pay public execution. Fayaz just gets absolutely destroyed. Yeah, this is getting slightly out of hand for Noxus already here.
The Zed and Bessa combo is just a bit too strong early.
And yeah, I mean, that goal graph is something.
Almost 6k ahead at 13 minutes. That is not something you love.
And yeah, so we've got the runes there. Anything that catches your eye?
Not really. All standard to me.
I love the electrocute bard. If you're going to play bard, at least play it electrocute there. Makes it slightly more interesting.
Not if you're roaming this much, though.
I don't know. It's quite nice to watch. Anyway, we see the switch. What?
I think Electrocute Bard is a lot better in lane because you proc it like auto Q, or even just auto with the Meeps passive. I think having it outside of lane just doesn't make much sense. Because you're using it mainly for poke, honestly.
Well, that's we see. So we'll take a tower shot here, and we'll go back in to stop the Scion Q. We'll stack up that Conquerors now. Casper doing a lot of damage, poke damage onto Fayaz, but he gets away. Still weighing out the Q really well. It's not Shartons, right? That's right. What's the name of the Scion Q?
I can't remember it off the top of my head.
Decimating Smash or something like that? That sounds about right. As we are going to see Zed walk up here. Looking to try and do something here in the top lane. Wilma will be spotted on vision, just looking to clear it. Snow kind of lurking, looking for the dive here. I don't know you can do it. I think that's really what this tower is. I mean, Sil might just die before you even get it. Snow's going to have to go on target. Will use a lot of damage, but is it not quite enough? The Ignite will get it, but will Sion die? Will Zed die? Yes, Sion will get the kill back.
I did not expect that much damage from the Zed, considering Sion has Tabbies and Chain Vest. Practically one-shot him.
But yeah, no, it's absolutely crazy. But again, 6k, come up 60 minutes. It's a lot to come back here. And I mean, we see the gold graph just to the side just here. It's all on the carries for the side of RatsInGame.
I'm seeing that, and I do not like what I see. Come on, Noxus, pull it together.
So if you were coaching these guys, I mean, obviously we all know you're the best top laner in Noxus, as proven by a 1v1. What would you be telling them right now?
I think the only advice is just play safe and try and get as much gold funneled into the Jinx and get her into the game. Like, I mean, Sion just needs to keep farming, keep stacking armor, and he'll be absolutely golden.
I mean, you did get that first dragon, or at least one dragon, to quickly double check what the other dragon was. It was an ocean dragon. Yeah, but your team got another one as well. They got the wind one at the first as well. So they've actually got 2 dragons.
That's pretty good. That could lead into a very nice turn in late game.
So even with the kind of big gold lead, you've got some decent objectives here. I mean, you're lacking the grubs and the Shelly. Well, Shelly's not even been taken yet. Never mind. It's going to be taken just now by the Ambassador. And we're already seeing these tier 1s starting to fall.
Just looks like Noxus isn't able to contest the Herald there. They just have to give it and try and look for other things on the map, like that mid tower.
I mean, if they had vision, you could have seen a Jinx out over there to try and steal it. But in the end, it'll just go down. Thanks to Renekton as Wilma will trade up for the Raptors there. But Wilma going to get caught here. Zaunite, Snow even. And to start the fight, Velvet is here. So is Kama Chameleon and Wildflower going in. And Snow will get absolutely bursted out. That's a big catch on the side of Noxus. And they look for more here. Wildflower going forward. But it will be Sion with Unstoppable Charge. Will absolutely annihilate the Kai'Sa. Maybe not the person you wanted the gold onto. But it's a reset nonetheless. And some more gold into the pockets of the Order of Vision.
You'd be a bit more happy with that. Insane charm. Yeah, that was an amazing charm from Ari there. Right after the Kai'Sa flash and had nowhere else to go. And then leads right into that Sion Q. Just bonk her head in.
I see. Renekton got a decent chunk in return for that, though. And the vision game from the side of Zaun is really strong right now. Literally all over the map as we speak.
Yeah, unfortunately, they just have full map coverage at this point, as pretty much all their tier 1s are up and none of Noxus's are. Apart from the mid lane, which at this point in the game doesn't really matter that much. That mid tier 1 is a complete placebo in terms of map control. Especially when you've got such strength in the side lane so far. And I mean, we can check in on the gold efficiency. Nobody's really got any big scores just yet.
let's catch up on the skins. Well, we've got kind of lull. What do you think of these skins?
Ambessa looks on a play in mid here. She might try not. No skins on the junglers at all.
So
Spirit Blossom Ari is something I love.
Just before we get to the supports, we're going to see Cell going into a lot of damage there. They're Nectin. Found the good will use the ultimate, but get absolutely nothing from the Scion. As we do see Shelly now popped in mid. Cell healing a hell of a lot there back. Dopey, he's passed his driving test. He will ram it into the first one. Do we decide to see another one? No, they're just going to let it charge itself. No fancy Tokyo Drift here. As they think about going to the portal, but instead jump straight into an Ari Charm. And they're going to catch the Braum and blow up a good chunk of the health there. But it is a Braum. He will walk away safely.
See, 2 items coming on that Scion now. In terms of sidelining, he probably just won't die anymore. Considering all the sideliners are just AD damage.
This Kai'Sa's still going to hurt though. You know, she is so accelerated with these 4 kills. You know, 1.8k ahead. She is... It was like a game I was watching last night. If you can protect the ADC, you will just win this game. When you've got an ADC like the Kai'Sa, if she can be protected, I don't see Zaun losing this game. However, if they can get on top of her with the Jinx, with the Ari Charm, as we saw in that other fight, they just can't contest.
Ambessa coming out of base with 2 items here, going for that double lethality to just one-shot the Jinx.
And the fact your cooldown on the ultimate will be so much reduced as we see the 2 top laners kind of having a wet noodle fight at the moment. You know, Syl does a decent amount of damage, but it is into a Scion. Although the healing reduction there is kind of big from the Bramble Vest.
This is very true.
As Vilbert has to use the portal to get away from Wilma on the Xin Zhao. Nothing really burnt. He'll have a nice drink of cocoa. And all will be well in the world.
So I'm trying to stop the Renekton base, but he's just not there in time.
Yeah, very close. I mean, this Renekton has not died yet. And that's kind of scary if you're a fan of Noxus here and you've got all the money on Noxus.
Very true. Hopefully it should happen like every Renekton game.
Oh, here we go.
Seen with the win lane.
The unstoppable charge coming in from the side in the bot lane. Dopey is just blown up. And now they look like, oh, we talked about it. The charm coming out from Wildflower. Will pick up 2 kills onto the Xin. And that should be a free dragon for the side of Noxus, putting them on Soul Point.
Was an insanely well played fight with that Scion flank and then Ari Charm. Wilma with a perfect smite though, hold on.
Yeah, to be fair, we've not seen a lot of perfect smites. We did see one yesterday, and he still lost the dragon.
How's that possible? Hold on.
He got it down to 1 health.
Oh my god, that is just so, like, dismotivating.
Literally, his smite auto did, I think, 1500. It was at 1501.
Oh, that is horrible.
You can't get closer. That was in the Piltover Demacia game. And a banger game too. If you haven't had a chance to watch it, make sure you go onto the YouTube page where the VOD is already uploaded. It's a 4-hour banger with the lower bracket game between Shurima and Demacia also tagged onto that. It was a Demacian special yesterday, but the performances kind of lacked a bit. So hopefully they can bounce back. But right now, talking of bouncing back, Noxus coming right back into this. And we saw in that fight, when the front to back works, it really does work.
Yeah, absolutely. Xin Zhao coming out of base with that 3rd item being GA. Really strong considering the armor it gives here.
Yeah, and I mean that part. I mean he is the fed one at the moment, the only one with a lead, and it's a 2.2k gold lead on the Xin Zhao. You know what? If that's how you want to play it, it's a really strong way to start. But we're going to see Cell using the dash all over the Scion. We'll get the cannon. Again, he's really good at stopping that Q there. Doesn't able to do it that time there. There's Cell dancing on the tower. As we see some posturing over there in mid lane. But we just got another wet noodle fight here.
Yeah, full armor Scion versus Renekton, then neither does any damage to the other, unfortunately.
That's one thing we didn't talk about. If you look at the damage composition of the Zaunite team, it's all armor. Oh no! Oh no! But it doesn't matter. It's not going to get onto the Jinx. The Jinx will fall. Nobody's going to take a lot of damage. Trying to get onto Scion. Another person you want to be attacking is Sil goes out to the back line, trying to get onto the Xin Zhao, but they're still attacking the Scion as Casper will fall to Frank the Goon. He will finally be felled by the Renekton, but it looks like he's going to follow his ADC as Stowe goes right to the back line. Take a lot of damage, but I feel this is still Noxus fight. This game is still so close, even with the massive lead they had. This is more like it from your boys, JOD.
Absolutely, that was an amazing turn from them.
But yeah, as we were saying before, because they're all armor, all kind of AD damage, this Scion can easily build armor. The Xin Zhao can pick up some armor. If I don't see tabbies on everyone but the Jinx, they're doing something wrong here.
Well, you're a happy man because that's exactly what they've done.
I mean, the biggest part of any of these drafts is drafting a balanced composition. And you don't have that on the Zaunite side right now. Who's doing your magic damage? I know Renekton does a tiny bit.
Coming from that Gwynsu's Dusk and Dawn, just outputting an insane amount of magic onto that Scion. Unfortunately, I think he just builds Frozen Heart Kaenic as his last item, and he's just forever immortal.
I've actually really enjoyed picking up some Frozen Heart, playing some Amumu recently. Especially when you see like a Yi on the other side, or Jinx, or one of these guys that want to build attack speed, as we see the two top laners continuing that wet noodle fight. Nothing's happening up there.
No. Zed trying to go in on Wilma, though. They are looking for a play.
We saw the public execution come out there just there as Fayaz is going to get a lot of damage. The Jinx will just fall, and now the Zaunites can come back. The Void Seeker will land onto Kama Chameleon. Kama Chameleon will just fall. The Bard will go wide. And now they'll set to put us onto, well, put themselves onto the second Drake, but deny the soul of the Noxians.
Really well played from Zorn, actually. Getting that Ambessa art on the Jinx was critical, followed by the Kaiser's just insane burst.
I still don't know who's going to win this JODS. Is so back and forth as Dopey was a wee bit too early on that smite.
He can afford to be a bit early there. There's no one that could have really stolen it.
There you go. That's fine though. No harm, no foul. And yeah, we can see here, look at the percent of AD damage right now for the side of Zaunite. 60% of them. That's right, let's say, yeah. Just under 60% of them. Actually, that's about 60% for the Zaunites.
Yeah.
Well, we're closer to a 70-30 split on the side of... sorry, 50-40 split even on the side of Noxus. A lot of damage from this Renekton, but he just... Yeah, that'll be a big item, especially it looks like she's going towards the Zonya's Hourglass. Could not think of the name of it, and I am a bloody mage player. But yeah, I mean, that's a great item, especially when you need that defensive in these fights. plus the armor it gives some AP. It's exactly what you need on this Kaiser right now.
Yeah, absolutely. Seeing Bess are coming out of base with the Death Dance as well, which is really strong into that Jinx Xin Zhao combo, especially with a passive healing.
But the side is on.
To see...
Yeah, Zon still have a lot of map control right now. You know, pushing up. They're the ones with the kind of possession, if you want to call it that, right now. But it just shows that in these team fights, Noxus are the ones, and we've got still under 3 minutes till we get for this dragon. What do you want to see Noxus do here, Geraldine?
I would love to see a proper 5v5 team fight. And I think a 5v5 fight, Noxus does win, as they have a lot more skirmish and sustainability than Zaunite. I just wish that Jinx would actually get some kills and gold and more items. She's really falling behind here.
Yeah, that's something they need to watch out for. Because they need this Jinx if they're going to have any chance of winning this game. I mean, there's a 10 kill lead here for the side of RatsInGame. But the gold isn't there. But they are going to start the big purple worm 30 minutes into this game, finally. And the Noxians, they have no idea. They've got to find out now. Because what on Ward. Velma is here. Can you see the Jinx almost gets it?
Oh, so close.
The Bard out does go wide, but we see the unstoppable force of the Scion going right into Wilbert. And the Bard will pay his life to try and get his team out. Snow having to use the Shadow to get over the wall. The Void Seeker comes out from the Kai'Sa. Meanwhile, Renekton is already in this mid lane. I don't think you want to walk forward there, pal. You got a wave, but there's an enemy team barreling towards you. So 2 minutes of the
Noxus here to get that Bard there. Not the most ideal one to get and not have Baron on, but
a pick's a pick. You know, it means they're weaker for the next couple of seconds.
This is true. A pick is a pick,
and they will get a tower in return. So it's currently a negative Baron play here. We don't have any Red Bull sponsorships yet. If anyone does want to sponsor the stream, let me know and we see what we can do. But we are going to see Renekton going in. He'll get a couple of plates there on the bot side. Thanks to that crystalline overgrowth, as Ari will miss the Q there. As they are sieging down this mid lane. We'll pick up that tier 2. As now it's the level 20 Renekton here. Everyone kind of getting to this max level rank. As the charm will land, but they're going to go away. The Jigsaw comes in trying to snipe this Syl. Doesn't quite get it. What am I going in? Right in onto 5 here. The Bomber will knock up 2.
Engage.
Scion just has no fear. And Syl is going to go down. Meanwhile, Dopey in the back line trying to get the Jinx. But Jinx will get a kill onto the Ambessa instead. Vilbert will fall. There's another Baron gone. Syl will rip apart the Xin Zhao. But the Guardian Angel will save his life. And now Wilma has backup here from the rest of the Noxians. And they're looking to fight. Remember, this is Soul for the side of Noxus if they get it. But the 4 strong are still there fighting, but this fight is long from done. The Ambassador's down for 30 seconds. They know they need to do it now, and they need to do it quick while they got the advantage. But Zed will get the Jinx on the backline. And now we're going to see Syl going right back in on this Renekton, trying to do whatever he can. Casper's doing a lot of damage, but it's just not enough. The Renekton will fall. The Scion will fall, but not before Xin Zhao will secure the Hextech. Soul is now Scion walking right in. But Ari taking a lot of tower damage. We'll use the Zonias, but it doesn't matter because Snow's still going to go down. As Casper's the last one standing. As Ambessa and Bard come back up. Uses the Zonias. And will survive. And now Wilma probably will die to the Bard here. And the Lich could never mind. Casper will pick a kill onto the Ari. And Wilma is unstoppable. He should die here now.
Oh, no.
So, are you happy with that play there, Jody?
I mean, they got sold. They got quite a few kills out of it. I'm very sad that they all ended up dying afterwards.
But you got their soul now. That's permanent. In the words of Frank Sinatra, nobody can take it away from them.
Yeah, it's a give and a take. So hopefully it's worth.
It just starts the timer to the Elder Dragon now. And that is what the side of Zaunite will be looking at. Remember, Zaunite had a massive lead when we joined this game. Up 4-0. I think it peaked about 8k. So this is far from over.
That lead is gone now, pretty much.
I mean, they've stayed fairly strong throughout. But it's kind of been stable.
I disagree. I think this is anyone's game now.
Oh, I agree. The Hextech Soul makes that, and you got to think the longer the scales, Noxus will come back in. But you've also got this Kaiser who is still 4.2k ahead of this Jinx. And that can't be scoffed at.
I think when it comes down to full build late
game...
Oh,
Feaz is dead. Feaz is dead.
Oh, that's not good.
We'll pick up the kill as the Wind Come Lightning does go wide from Wilma. We see Dopey jumping right on Kama Chameleon. He is going to have to deal a lot. We see the TPs coming in from their necks and trying to join the fight quite late. But a beautiful public execution, but will lead to Dopey's death in the end. Try and do what he can. Bard has the portal for when they need to make a swift exit here. They decide against it. They want to fight. Snow uses the shadow to get out of that fight and still is pushing forward. He has the team. Noxus, they lose the Jinx, they lose the damage, and now Frank is just gonna fall. Ivan will die here. We'll go into zombie fall as Kama Chameleon will be the next to fall. Wonder Trinectin. And JLD, I'm afraid it looks like the Zaunites, even though it looked a bit sketchy for a couple of minutes, they had a massive lead to start this game. They kind of had a dodgy middle game, but Scylla gets another kill onto the Ahri. Don't think they can quite end. And Jinx doesn't quite get the ult. I'll execute there. But if that goes through, it could have been the Noxus and with a winning Nexus now. But we see Wilma looking for the Wind Comes Lightning, doesn't quite get it. And the Zaunites will be able to escape. This game is so back and forth, JLD.
I know. It looks more like a lower than a middle game. There is a lot of there. A lot of technical ability. And a lot of thinking behind some of these. But the constant fighting, it feels like a lower game I'm watching.
And that's something I'm a lower bracket player, you're a lower bracket player. We're used to this kind of fight concept, but middle's normally a lot more refined. But these guys just want to fight. As we now see the Zaunites, they've taken this before, they're going again. This time you got to be a bit careful. I don't think they realise that. Although this Baron is already 75% health, already half health. Jinx is going to go out again. Misses the person he wants to hit there. Close. Don't think it would execute it anyway, but now the Noxians will retreat back to the stronghold to try and weather the storm for the second Baron buff of the game. Yeah, I genuinely don't know what's going to happen here, JLD.
Looks like both sides have just decided to sit back, farm for a bit, not anything crazy, even with the Baron up now.
Well, I think the side of Zon, they needed the resets, because obviously, remember last time, the Bard died and they lost a lot of pressure on the map. They will want to pick a fight now, but it's the age-old question. Do you want Baron or do you want Hextech Soul? As we have 1 minute to this Elder Dragon, and even with the Baron, even with the push they have now here in this bot side, if red side can get one fight, one pick, which they are more than possible to do with this Xin Zhao and this Ahri back on relative terms with the Zed, you gotta feel that has to, whoever gets this Elder Drake wins the game.
Agreed. Jinx being at full crit now as well. It could very much flip in the next team fight.
I mean, full crit Jinx is not a sight any team wants to face. As the Jar's going to let the waves kind of crash in. As it's about to spawn here. Blue side, Zon have complete control of the jungle. The electrocute will get popped from the Zed there. as Wilbert looks in the Fnatic Death Bush there with the Renekton. Gets the root off as the Elder is started with already at 5,000 health. It has been burnt down and it's just going to go. The Zaunites get it without even a fight. The Noxian's a bit too hesitant. And now, this is where the Zaunites, with the Wrath of Silco, unleash hell on Ambessa. It's just like Arcane JLD. The Zaunites coming to victory in game 1.
It does
Differences.
look like looking to get this last pick on the arrow, just confirming it.
Difference is they have the Ambessa. And this time Ambessa Medara will be victorious as Wildflower looks to he's going to get soloed out by the Bard, it looks like, at this point.
Unfortunately, yeah.
Although,
Well, maybe.
The Malignance there saved her life. Because Bard could not follow.
Agreed.
But it doesn't really matter. It would have been a great highlight reel for the Bard. But it doesn't really matter. Oh no, never mind, Ari will get a kill onto Dopey, but instead they're going to hit the Nexus, not the Ari, as they come back. But, game 1 to the Zaunites. JOD, talk me through you boys.
You guys let me down. Come on. Come on. You got to be better than that. Come on.
But no. We are going to jump into a break while we get the next game organised. Thank you for staying with us during that technical delay, folks. That was definitely not what we intended. And we will be back hopefully very soon with game number 2. And we are back, folks. I couldn't find the button to turn my mic on. JOD, talk me through that game, you boys.
I think the terms are just... In the mid-game, it did get very flippy, but in terms of just team macro, I think Zaun just had it at all points. Like, just every point of the game, they were just eating Noxus.
What changes do you want to see your boys do for Game 2?
I'd love to see, I don't know, more than the Jinx going 1 and 6. I think that was a major catalyst. I love you, Fairs, but like, oh man.
Yeah. Before we keep talking, I missed it when there's all the fun and games with the stream. But a big shout out to the Tartan Spartan himself, Danny Beeks. The channel's first subscription.
Oh, let's go.
So big shout out to Danny there. We really appreciate that. And yeah, we should be going into draft very shortly. In fact, if I'm correct, should be any second now. Let's just see. So this time, obviously, Ivan chose last pick instead of first pick. And yeah, here we are. The Kali and the Shen bans, they stay.
Really not surprised at that. That's two of the strongest champions on both teams.
Who else do you want to see banned? Or what champs do you want to see, more importantly?
I would love to see Wilma's Gwen. Unfortunately, that's just going to be banned every game. But for bans, just keeping Casper out of the game, I think.
That's what you kind of have to do. You have to keep Casper out of the game. Because we saw there, kind of nutty what he could do there. I'm just going to reset my camera because it's a bit laggy. It's a bit with me. And the magical wonders. There we go, I'm back. A bit smoother there. But we see the Gwen ban. And the Yasuo ban. I don't think we saw Yasuo ban last game there, JLD.
I believe it was. It was a Kali Yasuo, first two bans last game as well.
Not gonna lie, I'm not gonna complain at ever seen a Yasuo ban.
True.
But I don't like that ban though. I really don't like that ban. I'm definitely not a fan of that ban.
Nah, there's definitely no favoritism going behind that.
Nah, to be fair, as we said, she's a really strong champion. So interesting to see the kind of effect she has as we go into the next phase of the tournament. Especially when there's no nerfs on the line. So far, anyway. Wait till Freak has her and we'll have a gutted Seraphine that won't even do anything. If you pick her, she'll just stand in the fountain and say, yeah, that's about right. Anyway. Ban is taking a while.
Both Rise and Azir.
Yeah, that's how. Let me just refresh this just a second. Because it looks like it kind of just got itself caught in a loop. Either that or they just didn't ban. Which I don't think was the case.
I hope it's not that one.
I mean, the rules are, if you miss a ban, you miss a ban.
True.
Gone are the days of you can just write it in chat, you miss a ban, it's gone.
Keeping this as professional as can be, I see.
Gotta.
I wonder what else they're picking what we can't see. I'd love to see Amelia on either team. I feel like the support, as a support, it's just so strong.
Yeah, no, Melio is one of these champs that he's not a champ I've played a lot of. I have never played the champion. I don't think I ever will. But he's so powerful when you get these hyper carry ADCs.
This is true. Getting your Yunaras, your Jinxes, getting these with Emilio, and it's just late game, they're unstoppable.
Well, that's it. I believe we've got the stream, the draft back up.
Hey, looks like there is no third ban for red side here.
Yeah, remember it's blue side then red side, so they've got another ban to go.
Oh, good point.
Because unlike game one, it's a standard game of League of Legends. Rather than blue side having second pick. How do you... Obviously, you've not had a chance to play first selection here yet in Runeterra Rising. What's your kind of thoughts on it?
I think anyone that chooses map side over pick order is just stupid and wrong.
Have you got a preferred map side, though?
Not really. They just feel the same. Like for map side preference, it comes down to the jungler, whether they want a path to bot or top with buffs.
Personally, for me, you know, if I'm playing a champ like an Amumu, I tend to always want a path bot side because you can do a lot more there. So you want to be kind of on that red side, the kind of path bot side. Whereas if you're playing someone who doesn't mind the single target camps, again, blue side's quite nice, but it's all about are you playing for Drakes or not. Do you want the easiest and safest entry? As we do see the Yunara. Now in pro play Yunara, and even last night, that was the game that Demacia won. And it's going to be matched by the baby Spyro himself.
Two very heavy scaling ADCs here. The Yunara does definitely have the better laning phase.
And we're seeing here Tapavity saying that for hook supports, you want to be on blue side. Which I can see that.
Yeah, I don't play much support, so I'm just going to agree and move on. I really don't play support.
I mean, we saw some of the good hook play last night from Tapavity, obviously winning the series, and the surfing game from him was on point. Just had to throw that in there. Some great ults. But we see the Karma Smolder locked in there for the side of Noxus. And there's the Emilio. You called it out, you predicted it. You happy to see it go on the side of Zon?
Not really, but it's such a strong champion, man.
Oh, the Pigeon Man's here. Pigeon Man for Snow.
Azir being really strong in pro play as well, in tournaments like this. Just the amount of movement and his wall is so strong.
If you can play Azir and understand how he works, he's one of the most broken competitive champs. As we see the bot side of the maps get picked out, leaving the jungles and tops to the end. Problem is, you need to have hands to play Azir. So we're going to find out, does Snow have hands? Question.
Probably.
I mean, we saw him on the Zed earlier. The Zed was solid.
This is true. He was hitting the combos. I'm seeing Syndra coming out for Noxus though. I'm not sure how that matchup fares, but Syndra's a really strong champion.
As we see Yoni come through, what other bans do you want to see Noxus do?
I would love to see some tank jungle bans, because they're the best at following up on Azir or enabling Azir to get a decent engage. So things like Malphite jungle I want to see gone, to be fair.
I mean, Malphite is one of these champions. He's really, really strong. But it's going to be a Viego ban for the Zaunite RatsInGame.
They do not want to let Wilmer's jumps through at all.
Safe bet. As the Vi, there's an engaged jungler gone. But
this is true.
Your heavy tanks, your Sejuanis, your Malphites are still up. And you've got your mid laner.
I am hoping.
Yeah, and we all see the Udyr get banned.
Yeah, like a Sejuani or an Amumu followed up by Syndra and Smolder. It is so much damage.
Let's just see what we get. I don't know what I'm thinking here. But you need some form of engage because you've got a lot of backline threats right now. You don't have any front line. So if Smolder's your front line, you're kind of cooked.
This is true.
And it's going to be the Monkey King. The Monkey King himself coming out for Wilmer. What do you think about the Monkey King for engage?
I think Wukong Engage is really strong in hitting a 3-man knockup with ult, just completely flips a fight on its head. Especially the damage output and sustain he has when he gets Sundered Sky it's such a strong pick.
Yeah. You've got a fan in the chat there, JOD. You're mid laner.
Hi, Kami! Ooh, Noxan coming in here with an engaged jungle for Zia to follow up on.
Yeah, I like the Nocturne. I'm hoping we don't see a Tuba Nocturne where they turn off the lights and then forget to do anything. But we are going to see a Gnar. Again, I like Zaunite's comp. It's it is very picky. They are clear how they want to play. They want to turn off the lights and then just throw the kitchen sink at them. And if they can time that with a Gnar ult, it's good. But you talked about it. You talked about it. They obviously were like, you know what? If we don't see this, we're blocking it. And there you go.
I mean, this is pretty much Gnar's worst matchup in top lane, so it makes sense to play it. Plus, that double engaged knockup it's so strong. Especially to Emilio, because he can't cleanse it with his ult. It renders him so useless.
So, if you, again, taking off your Noxus hat here, who do you think is going to win?
Taking off my Noxus hat, I think it just any team fight just comes down to who presses ult engage first, and I think Noxus is just quicker.
Yeah.
As much as I like that Zorn comp, it is a very strong engage and team fight comp. The Yunara is just gonna get shut down instantly by that Malphite. They're gonna be so useless.
Well, I say we had our first prediction end there of the day. We've got another one up. Who's going to win game 2? You risking your funds here again, JOD?
Absolutely, I have faith in Noxus.
Well, let's hope they don't let you down here in game number 2 here.
It's not biased production, Throne, I promise. Tuba's overlay is just dying.
The overlay is definitely having a moment. But we will be getting into game very, very shortly. Talking of which, minions have spawned. There we go.
Here we go.
And the stream's a lot better than it was in the game 1. Again, thank you for your patience, folks. I will sort the overlay because it's decided to move 100 yards to the left. There you go. Now, JOD,
is starting inside of the map through this game.
Talk me through the runes and the skins.
I like that Gnar skin a lot more than like a Malphite. And I think Nocturne is better there. Spirit Blossom Cinder is a personal favourite. The
Matching
only Gnar
Spirit
skin
Blossoms
as well.
Yeah.
Range Shepherd Milio is it's such a beautiful skin to look at.
The runes are there. There we go. I'll bring them back up.
Runes, I think there's a lot of yellow tree in this game.
Yeah, everyone but the Melio on the side of RatsInGame basically saying we want to fight and we don't want to stop.
They do have a lot better of a sustained fight comp. Once Smolder and Syndra have used their cooldowns, they can't... Well, the Smolder could auto-attack, and he does do a lot of damage, but his main damage is his Q. And I think he just falls off compared to Yunara in extended fight.
Well, Yunara in a late game fight is kind of scary.
True.
But they can get the damage down with the Syndra. The Smolder Execute is kind of nasty.
This is very true. 30 minutes in, Smolder and Syndra at Execute with Malphite and Wukong ults to engage. I think it's just wraps.
But we see Ivan getting a nice wee push here in the top lane here. Obviously, last game, it was a very strong early game from the RatsInGame. So let's hope, for balance sake, the Noxan can have a wee bit better of a start. And a nice bit of poke there from the Syndra.
A really clean trade. And Malphite getting a bounce in early is so nice for him.
A little bit down in CS, but Is that where you want to be there, JOD?
As the Malphite, absolutely. Your weakest point is those like first 6 levels before you've built anything. So yeah, you want to get if you can get that early push as Malphite, you are so set.
And yeah, we see the Sildo with a massive kind of XP lead at this stage. Okay, it's only a quarter of a level, but it's a decent whack. As Syndra is the one most ahead in this game.
Karma trying to poke out that Milio and it's not working.
Oh, Frank taking a lot of damage there from the Gnar. So you were saying that Malphite is a good counter to the Gnar. You want to explain why for the... Because I have no idea.
Honestly, I'm not too sure either, but it's Malphite having the slow on his E when Gnar's in his Lil form, and the fact that Gnar is just so squishy in that form that Malphite just runs in with ult. And when he gets big, he loses his % magic damage and it turns into just raw AD. So Gnar gets big, he goes in, doesn't do any damage, he backs off, goes little, and then Malphite engages and kills him. That's how I've seen it happen every time.
Yeah. I think we're getting there. The Smolder
Bot lane being pretty much even on CS here.
I mean, that's kind of what you want if you're the Smolder. You want to kind of just be even at this stage of the game. Because you are going to come on a lot stronger as the game goes on.
Almost at that first stage of it where he's going to start stacking massively. As soon as he gets 25, those stacks come in like Patrick Bateman with his money.
And we see Mazavara there, who started his top lane arc here. If Gnar plays it correctly, he gets the free poke Malphite, and every time Gnar goes mega, he gets some health, so it's pretty free trading. And the Malphite will counter if he can make his Q stick.
Thank you for the information. I genuinely did not know that.
Making a bit of damage.
Malphite backing off with no mana now. I'm assuming he's just going to base and immediately buy Chain Vest here.
You would think so, right?
I would hope so. Very much so. First item tabbies is honestly even better. That, what is it, 10% damage reduction on tabbies?
Yeah.
Plus the armor is just... It's so annoying to play into. I hate it.
See, as a jungler, we just get our free boots and then we're just happy on that. Because you get all the movement speed nowadays. Talking to junglers, we do have our first dragon in the game, and we are going to get a contest here. The other side of Noxus here, they're looking for the fight, and they'll take over the dragon as Wilma goes right in onto Dopey. Dopey's going to get a lot of damage, but it'll be first blood to the Monkey King. And they'll get the dragon on top of that.
Top lane as well.
It's a bit better for you boys, Jody.
It definitely is. The start of this game is going so well for them.
Really well played there to kind of wait for the dragon to start, take it over. Especially when you got a Smolder, that extra 5 minutes till you have to make a decision could be vital.
Very true. That's the difference between execute and not. As mid lane picks up a solo on the Syndra, using that damage from the ult to secure it. You see, this is the performance I'm expecting from my Noxian team, alright? The first game, it didn't happen, we ignore that.
Well, we're getting the wee poke away with the Inara, with the Slurkles, in the words of Atlas. I love watching the LCK. You know, it's one of these leagues, there's always a lot, you know, regardless who's playing, it's always a circus. Especially right now. Meanwhile, Dopey with a fear right on to the Syndra. The Shan soldiers come back as a shuffle. And Wildflower surviving for now. They don't quite have the damage, but it doesn't matter. Dopey will pick up the kill. And now the Monkey King is the one being targeted here. The fear will come back out. But they decide against the dive. But that's a really good play there for Zaun.
Yeah, Dopey using Flash to secure that kill is It's a bold decision, but I honestly agree with it.
It's a bold
He
move,
won't
Cardin.
have flash for when. Yeah, he won't have flash when grubs come up, but I think it's worth for that kill. Getting him back into the game and forcing a lead.
Yeah, with Nocturne, you kind of need to get those kills early. Otherwise, you literally are just turning the lights off. So that kill there will be nice. And you saw the Azir. He probably could have taken it, but decided to leave it for Dopey.
I'm not sure. It looked like they were both fighting over it.
I'm going to try and give him the benefit of the doubt. We'll find out after. I am sure. But yeah, again, we've got a fight with the grubs already. One's got across to the side of Zaun. And it looks like Malphite's like, yeah, my jungler's on bot side. I don't really want to fight. So not really getting punished for the lack of flash there.
Honestly, I agree with giving the grubs here. They have no decent split pushes this game. You don't really want Malphite in the sideline Palmer. You want him with your team using that ult to engage.
Well, that's it. I mean, grubs aren't what they used to be. Let's be fair.
This is very true.
I used to love getting grubs when I played. Now, if I can get it, great. Otherwise, I'm like, yeah, just stay in line. There's not really anything really to worry about. Remember the days you would get 2 spawns of grubs?
Oh, those are peak grubs, man. I miss those. Make grubs great again.
Well, that's it. We see what Mazavar saying he misses Atakan. As a jungler, I do as well. Because you had a clear point in the game. You know, at like 30 minutes or 25 minutes, whatever it was, there was going to be one massive team fight. And doesn't matter what happened until then. You win that fight, more often than not, you win the game. And then your ADC would walk up and just die. And you're like, great. Great. You don't have that to worry about, JLD, though. You just sat on an island half the game.
This is very true. Oh yeah, as a top laner, I really don't miss Atakan. It has pretty much just become top lane quest. But also the massive team fight, and then the fact that the team that gets it just ends up 4 levels ahead when they really shouldn't, it always made me so annoyed.
Question. If you could bring, while we're waiting on this lull, if you could bring one feature to League, what would it be?
Oh,
in terms of gameplay, not proximity chat, because I know we were talking about that earlier.
I would personally, I'd remove Flash, which is a bit of a hot take.
You would remove Flash?
Yes.
That is a hot take.
It is, without a doubt, the strongest button in the game. So they should either make the cooldown a lot longer, or at the very least, make the cooldown a lot longer. If not, get rid of it fully and just replace it with something else.
Yeah, no, that's very valid. I mean, Dragon is coming back up here. Imagine, we wouldn't have the Hex Flash Bandit without Flash.
I think just
replace.
Oh,
hold on! Nocturne turned off the light here. Nocturne turned off the lights. Didn't quite get enough damage because they couldn't get there, and they'll lose the dragon for that. That's the second dragon for Noxus, and the Zaunites, they went for a play. Didn't pay off for them.
It was a big Eve from Syndra pushing them both back, letting her get out for free.
And now 500 gold lead for the side of Noxus. Again, last game they were massively down at this point. But right now we can see they're comfortably as the shuffle comes out onto Snow. From Snow, sorry, it doesn't matter. Because Wildflower will just execute him with that ult. As I wasn't even that was just Scout of the Week. Oof. Yeah, this Syndra's getting fed. This is good for Noxus.
Absolutely. Well, if you look at Mazavara in the chat, he's talking about changes that come to Flash, which I didn't know about. Making Flash a summoner with an increasing cooldown for each time you use it.
That's spicy.
That is a really, yeah, that's a really creative change. I love that.
I mean, that's going to be really punishing. I mean, that's like a reverse. What's his name? The guy that dives over the rift. Big purple guy.
I'm not quite sure what you mean.
Big purple guy mid lane. The names have just gone out my head. I'll come back to it. The one that kind of riff walks everywhere. Cassidon. That's it. Cassidon. You can tell I spent too long on a production desk. Forget the names like Cassidon. Yeah, you know, it's the reverse Cassidon now, because instead of getting shorter, it gets longer. That's I quite like that. Because
I think with Cassidon, the cooldown doesn't get shorter, but the mana cost gets bigger, if I'm not wrong.
It's still a disgusting out regardless, as we see Ivan, a lot of damage here into Malphite. Meanwhile, we see a Nocturne dive on the bot lane, but Smolder will get away with a flap. And Karma Chameleon will survive. That's 2 times they've turned off the lights. But they've had the night lights handy.
Melia not catching the Wukong on the lights there. They have no clue he's bot side. They might try and make a play from that.
I mean, Nocturne's kind of disappeared now into the shadows. Wilbur is being a bit aggressive here. Meanwhile, we see the Yunara pressing down on the turret. Going to continue to walk up. Smolder is here. Smolder's on 90 stack, so not the fastest Smolder will, but definitely the weakest as fast. We'll go in as Yunara will go into her ultimate here.
And Wukong showing up as well.
Has to use the ult, but now Yunara is there to push forward here. And will pick up a kill on Karma Chameleon. Will he get away? No, doesn't quite get away from the Monkey King. Monkey King will pick up a kill back here with the Wukong. As now we see Wukong going in. Meanwhile, down on the bot side, we see Syl. He's got a big stone man in the top lane. And he gets clapped. And now Wildflower's going to probably die here. Has to burn the flash. This might be not straightforward for the Noxians, but they're still 1.7k ahead. And winning every lane but that bot lane.
Holding on to that lead with quivering fingers at this point.
I mean, it's a slightly, I wouldn't say easier comp, because there's no real easy than front to back here in any comp. But it's very much, we're just going to wait till Smolder and Syndra get to play the game. And we're not going to touch anything until then. Although, your 2 dragons up. That's 10 minutes you've earned. As we see, a kind of look at the mid lane here. Nocturne is here looking on there. Does have the ultimate. Does have the paranoia. Decides not to use it. Will spot out the Wukong. Over there on his Krugs. He will try and steal the Raptors. And will get them. But Malphite walking in to get vision on that top side. They are going to look possible for a dive here, or fight here onto the Gnar. Instead they move to the mid lane. Nothing really happened. And yeah, as far as saying, the Zaunites are in trouble. With Gnar falling behind. Hopefully they can fix that. Because it's only 730 gold, but Snow taking a lot of damage from Wildflower Syndra. I mean, Syndra is this kind of champion, but now that's gone. We're going to see the Nocturne go in with the ult, but we'll take a tower shot. We'll take 2. Doesn't quite get it. Gonna flash forward into the Don't pee! What are you doing?
That's so sad for Doki
unfortunate.
there. Will, we're coming in, gonna try and clean up on the Azir.
The shuffle comes
And
through,
she
but it doesn't
get
get
a kill.
So, how are those quivering fingers, JLD?
They're a lot sturdier now.
Right now, it looks like we're going to game 3, but there's still a lot to play. But the scaling comp in Noxus is going to get 3 free dragons here. And there's not been a contest, apart from that first one.
Yeah, as Mazzaroth said, it's no longer dopey, it's now dopint.
Talking of having a rough time, Malphite is literally clapping this Gnar right now with those fists.
Very true.
How do you think Gnar gets back into this game, if at all? Not
I
like
don't think
that.
he does.
Not like that. If you're the side of RatsInGame, are you already thinking of Game 3?
Yeah, I would be.
So remember, if you're obviously just joining us for the first time tonight, as much as we're Swiss stage, every match score matters. If you could 2-0 someone, you get 25 points. Whereas if you only 2-1 them, only 10 points. So there's a massive advantage for 2-0. So the Zaunites, in a normal contest, you're thinking of Game 3. Right now, though, you need to think how the hell you're going to win this to get your points on the board. The Casper did a lot of damage there, and if they are going to win, they have got to win Con. And it's this Yunara that's 2k ahead of the Smolder. He's only at 128 stacks with that second upgrade.
This is very true. I do think if the game keeps dragging on, that Smolder will catch up and get ahead. Dopey being chunked out, Smolder with Mom coming in. The flash, the Q, it's not going to quite get the kill, but the Azir's going to pay the price for it.
Never mind, Azir will put a kill on in
Oh,
return.
I lied!
Karma will pick up the kill onto the Azir, so it doesn't really go onto the carries, but you'll still take that if you're Noxus. Meanwhile, for Zon, you're okay getting the kill, you slow down the Smolder stacking, as we see Selp knocks Ivan against the wall, but he's 2 levels ahead, and Wilma feels safe
behind.
just to walk past an open turret, and yeah. I'm just going to flash this gold graph, JLD. Yeah.
Oh, looking good for Zorn here. Noxus is stealing all the riches as we do.
I mean, it's a hell of a bounce back from game number 1. As we see the damage all game. Fairly solid. Now, we do see Dopey keep trying to steal those raptors on the respawns. The red side do not have vision on that pit. As we are another 2 minutes from dragon spawning, which will be sole point for the side of Noxus here. It is an ocean dragon. What's your favourite dragon, Geraldine?
Oh, either Infernal or the Wind one.
See, I love a Hex Tech Soul. I absolutely love it. The slow you get from it and the Hex Gates for team fight comp, which is how I love to play, it is unrivaled.
This is true, but that extra adaptive force and then just the sheer move speed you get from Windrakes is just, it's so fun.
Smolder get caught out here. Nocturne was maybe a wee bit too late going forward as Gasper is tanking turret. I like the idea. It was about 5 seconds too late.
I agree. Smolder ult as well as Nocturne and Junara ults coming out though.
We see Smolder disconnecting. I'm trying to look on Matt. No, he's back. He's back. He's back. No pause. He's back.
Must have just been a Wi-Fi thing, so I'm happy it's fixed and we don't have a pause on our hands.
I ain't complaining. I mean, that is one good thing about the fact we didn't have too long to wait and draft. It means if we do get a pause, we're quite live. Oh, Welbert. He's getting spun on.
Some very nice damage onto the Milio and the Inara there.
If they can get one minion here, this tower's going to fall, and we see the Malphite will get spotted out by the blue ward. But I don't think it's going to matter, because this tower, with all the crystalline overgrowth, will just fall. And yeah, Malphite, just in case they decided to contest it. Yeah, one hit. There we go. That is all tier 1s now down for the side is on. Noxus really in control of this game. 5.1k.
Yeah, it's a complete flip from how last game started.
One thing's consistent, Casper's ahead.
This is true. Wilma going in on that Milio though. It looks like he's just dead. And Nocturne's trying to make a return play on the Syndra. He's going to flash and force to get backwards from the fear.
Now that's big. For Dopey, that is big. Yes, you have to burn flash. And the ult, which is not ideal when it's soul point. I was going to say it's soul point, but it's soul dragon for Noxus. I'm not even going to
Yeah, this is just a fight over soul now.
It's not even done. I mean, Ivan is just able to walk up, and yeah, Snow's kind of hitting him. But, yeah.
Oh, going in, he's just one-shotting the Nocturne. It's just free soul off of that.
I mean, I think it was free soul regardless. The Smolder is looking to try and see what we can do. Casper, well, we're going to see the Gnaw get the shutdown on the Malphite. It's still alive. The Sandsword has come back, put them back into cell. Wilma says, thank you very much for the monkey delivery system. And that's going to jump right on to the Malphite. Onto the Gnaw, sorry. And yeah.
Now, that is what you want to see to get Nara back in the game, I'm not going to lie. You want to see him getting those nice shutdowns in team fights.
But the fact that the scaling team has all 4 dragons, not really what you want to see for
No,
RatsInGame.
absolutely not.
I mean, look at that gold lead. You know, Smolder is still 45 stacks, 65 stacks away. No, I was right. Right, actually, 45 stacks away. It's not as if he's... Oh, it reset. Report ADC.
I'm not sure if that was an intentional reset or not, but if he kept doing that, I feel like he would have died to his ear.
Valid. Yeah. Let me just refresh this because it's a wee bit laggy on the overlay. So I'll kind of flash for just a second. There we go.
Syndra, add that Rabadons now with over 100 stacks in the passive.
That is scary.
I have not played much Syndra, but I am fairly sure that at 100 stacks, she gets the bonus AP.
That is correct. I think it's 100 for the bonus AP. I think 100 is the execute, 120 is the bonus AP.
If that's the case, she's about to hit that.
Yeah. Jack
Fea's looking to trade with Casper. He's gonna get chunked the hell out though.
Considering that is a Smolder without without the passive yet, that's kind of scary. He's only 25 stacks away now. We'll have it before the next fight if he continues this way.
This is true. Zaun looking to get that tier 1 in mid down. They are looking to fight. Syndra TP's in, gets caught by the Azir shuffle. Nocturne coming out, not going on anyone though.
Now this is where the Zaunite comp has a bit of leeway, as you have these Azir towers. They won't do enough to slow the push, it'll just kind of hinder it. Which could be the clutch to get them back into this game and stall out to Elder Dragon. And then again, it takes one flip.
This is very true.
But to do that, you gotta kill the monkey. Now, do you remember another game, JLD, where a monkey, we were talking about it, and I used the phrase, he's saying, let me entertain you.
My memory is not half as good as what yours is, I'm assuming, but I do vaguely recall that.
It was a certain upper bracket quarter-final Fearless match, where there was a monkey. It was a top lane monkey at that time, but a Wukong nonetheless, that got fed, and the game flipped on its head. And the side...
Wukong is one of those champions. You get fed, you can just carry the game 1v9 all the way on your back.
But that game, the blue side, they got down to a last stand in their base. And they did flip it and turn it. I am referring to the mismatch Never Surrender game. And I don't think we're quite in that position yet. But it is a solid lead here for Noxus. And if they start winning fights here on, that's exactly what it could be looking like. But we still have to yeet it out of there. And he's
Malphite coming in with the ult, and then the Syndra stun, and yep, Snow's just down to Wildflower there.
I am disappointed in Wildflower though. He doesn't have a Medjayce. Or a Dark Seal.
That is a very good point, actually.
The only criticism I really have for him at the moment is you are so far ahead of your lane opponent. You are pretty much, you're fully stacked. You are an absolute monster. Where's the Medjayce? Where's the Dark Seal?
I think it comes down to the fact that it's just way too easy to kill a Syndra when they're by themselves side laning, which would just render all those Magi stacks useless. Especially with Nocturne Azir, the burst they have from both of those ults, it would absolutely one-shot Syndra.
Now, interesting fact, I don't know if you've seen the screen there, JLD. Look at the Smolder stacks. 229. He is online. So now Noxus will probably try to start turning the screw here. And we are going to see Casper and Robert walk up. I mean, they're going to fight over a Raptor. We see the flash coming out from both the Zaunites. Mom will pick up the Raptor as well. We'll pop the ult. Buddy's just going to get a Malphite out to the face. Casper will fall.
Big gnarl.
Selga take a lot of damage, and unfortunately with that big gnarl, they are just going to push down mid lane. I don't think they need Elder, JLD. I think we're going to game 3.
Yeah, this could be it right here.
I mean, I would expect them, it's a minute to Elder, unless, I think they want more kill here if they get that. Although they are thinking about it, I mean, Smolder's so fed right now. With these stacks and the Syndra. They are going to err on the side of caution. Rather than force the issue.
With Milia and Yunara respawning at the same time they would be taking those towers, it would just be very risky.
Gaiki, this is middle bracket. And it is an absolute stomp currently in game 2 for the side of the Order of Vision. I mean, look at that goal graph, JD. You got to be happy with that.
Oh, absolutely. 5k up on the side of Noxus. I am so happy to see this.
And there you go. The Order of Vision with a nice clean smite there from Wilma, who's been on fire this game on the Wukong. And they're just gonna transition straight into the Baron here, and RatsInGame, they just need to turtle up.
It could very much be a perfect Wukong game from Wilma here.
It's near perfect. You didn't get grubs.
I'm talking in terms of KDA.
That's very true. That was quite a late smite, but they're not going to mind. Oh.
Oh.
And we have a pause. Just as it was getting good there, folks. Oh, and we're back into game. Never mind. As I went to go and check to see what was happening, we're straight back.
Seems like someone just had some frame issues, I guess.
I was going to say the overlay's a bit weird. No, here comes the league pause. I was going to say the overlay's a bit weird, but it's because we've got both Elder Dragon up and Baron, as we hopefully won't be too long. There you go. Come on. So I'm trying to get off the client. It's not having it.
No, it really does not like it at the moment.
How's I'm using the right keyboard? That would definitely help. There we go.
Looks like Noxus are just trying to close out the game here with that Baron, with that Elder buff.
I mean, they should be not to, as we're seeing. Oh, I'm getting flashbacks, JOD. I'm getting flashbacks. We see the Sand Soldiers coming out, and they're just clearing the waves. That's exactly what the Zaunites need to do. They need to make sure none of these waves can get under the turret. And the good thing is, because of the tier 2s, they've only got mid lane to worry about. And now they've got an Azir turret there. Never mind.
Oh, Wilma getting caught out by that Syndra damage is unfortunate, to say the least. Snow looking to get that poke, trying to look for a kill without being caught. Malphite comes in, he's gone immediately.
Yara's trying her best to do what she can. Dopi's taking a lot of damage, trying to get Karma, doesn't quite get it. Yeah. Well, JOD, your boys are on the board.
I'm very happy with this performance. This is what I expected.
24 kills to 5 in favour of the great city of Noxus. We got a series, boys and girls.
That is what we like to see.
Now, game 3. Fearless game 3. What are you wanting to see from your boys? And what are you not wanting to see?
I would not mind seeing Ivan on some form of damage or carry top lane. He's played tank 2 games in a row now. I would love to see him pull a performance like Roma's been doing.
Well, there we go. You'll have to come back shortly to see, can Noxus complete the reverse sweep, or will the Zaunites come back from the sewers and win game 3? We'll be back shortly. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we are back for Game 3 now. You will have seen in the break the reason why we had that extended delay is we have had our first in-game role swap. JLD, what do you think about this? Snow moving to the top lane to face off against Ivan, and Wildflower now having to go into Sill.
I think both Snow and Sill are really strong in either lane, to be fair. I do think with the lane swap this late, they might be a little disjunct, if that makes sense. Not as fluid as they were before.
Thing is, it's a good time to do it, because champion pools are starting to get a bit stretched. And this is the big thing now. Unlike many LCS, where they could literally at the last minute say, oh, by the way, I'm going to top lane. And you're like, gosh, yeah. They've had to declare it. And that gives the Noxus team an extra 5 minutes full of prep time. Because your draft plans, out the window. And I mean, that's one thing you kind of have to, they have to adapt on the fly now, Noxus. But if they've done their homework, which I'm sure Ivan has, they knew this could have been a very high possibility.
Sorry, you'll have to ask the players what the meaning behind the team swap is.
Again, it's well within the rules. We did state that. We wanted to find a kind of middle ground between, no, you have to sit in your lane. Once you're locked in, you're locked in. To also allow a bit of creativity, because end of the day, it is the spice of life. A good team is flexible, can make adjustments on the fly. So let's just see, is this going to pay off for Zaunite, or will Noxus just roll over them?
I know what I'm hoping.
I also have news that Zaunite chose second pick. And they are on the red side as well. So we got standard game of League of Legends. You'll be glad to hear.
Zorn's taking red side this time as well. There's it's a complete flip on the first two games, to be fair.
Yeah, well we haven't seen Zaunite on red side. We've only seen them on blue side. And yeah, hopefully we'll be able to see if this is going to pay off. But before that happens, when this I used to think about it, won't be long till we get into draft. Now, we kind of touched on it before, but what kind of champions do you want to see, JOD?
I'd love to see role swap in terms of Wilma on tank jungle and Ivan on carry top lane, because all I've ever seen him play is tank top lane, so I'd love to see him do some damage, go for some fancy players, that sort of thing.
Here, I say ignore the side of Zaunite. Well, it doesn't really matter for Zaunite because the things, it is Snow in the top lane, Sill in the mid lane. You still have, what do you call it? Names have gone off my head. It's we're on support. Dopey in the jungle. How can I forget Dopey? I mean, he had a really rough game there on the Nocturne.
True, did not go as planned, I think.
Here we are.
The same bans again.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it. At the end of the day, game one was a bit rough, but game two seems to be working fine. I'm still not a fan of that, but it's too broken to let the combo through.
This is very true.
And obviously they must
think. It's
unfortunate
that your champ has been banned all 3 games. It's not very fun for you to watch, I think.
That's fine. And we see the Caitlyn coming through. It's again one of the most all-time strong ADCs. I mean, we saw it earlier in LCK Cup paired up with the LCK even with a Lux for carrier, and that was kind of nasty. I'm pretty sure they still lost that game though, if I remember rightly, because it was game 3. Or was it game 2? I don't know.
Sure
I've watched that much. I've listened to that much League today. It's crazy. We see the Tristana coming out. How do you think the Tristana Caitlyn matchup works?
I think, Tristana goes in with an engaged support. They win. If they just let Caitlyn play to her range and poke them out, then Caitlyn wins. It completely comes down to support matchup here.
Let's just see. It looks like the website's had a moment. Give me 30 seconds. Let's restart it one more time.
One day we'll get a fixed stream, trust me.
It's fine. People come here, they don't expect the smoothest of streams. I mean, it's with this first selection, it's a challenge trying to make the draft look as real as you can, even using the likes of Draft Lol, because they don't really have them built in yet. And this is still very much a new website. It's good though. Like, when it works, it's great, and it does work more times than it doesn't. It sometimes just needs a wee push to get back towards the right way. We are just here. Well, let me just bring this up because we know what happens next. We're going to see Caitlyn and we're going to see a Tristana coming out right away once these bans go through. Is there any champion you don't want to see?
What I don't want to see, Nautilus. I have a personal hate for Nautilus.
See, Nautilus is one of these champions that he's so tanky, but if your enemy team can poke him out, he's useless.
It's not even that. It's the hitbox on his Q.
I mean, that's a fun one.
Why does it wrap around corners, Riot? Come on.
Right, it's spaghetti code. It's not meant to do that. Doesn't stop it, but it's not meant to do that.
Yeah, very true. I wonder what they'll pair with the Caitlyn. Maybe a Blitzcrank into Caitlyn's traps and E.
Oh, that would be fun. I mean, you just don't get to move if that's the case. And yeah, there was the really late Tristana. They literally left it to the last minute. And here we go. This is the pick we didn't get to see.
I wonder what they're going to get in the jungle. Possibly engage for Tristana and to get onto the Caitlyn, as she is fairly immobile.
About to find out.
I was about to say maybe a Jarvan, but Jarvan's banned.
It's going to be a Vi.
Ooh,
the
nice.
lovers are going to quarrel here. Cupcake going to... Oh, this is going to be fun. I really hope we see the Arcane Vi skin.
That'd be pretty good.
And then the Piltover Enforcer, Caitlyn. Who would you want to see in the enemy jungle here?
Not a health tank would be my preference, as Vi just shreds through them. Maybe
So not that then.
Not
that then.
No, absolutely not. Definitely not that. They are not great into Vi.
So do you think it's a top lane Mundo, or do we think this is a jungle Mundo?
We will see. My preference would be top lane, as going into a Vi anywhere on the map, you're gonna lose level 16 3 items.
Caitlyn Nami. I mean, it's not a bad combo. Pretty good combo.
Yeah, it's a really strong poke lane. And if Nami ever hits a bubble, then it's just free roots and headshots for Caitlyn.
That's very, very true.
If Ditsy's in the stream, I'm betting she's loving seeing the Caitlyn played.
I mean, that's not what you want to see when you're playing Nami Caitlyn.
Ooh, no, absolutely not. Blitz Tristana is very strong.
Now, we didn't get any winners last time of the bet because nobody bet on the Zaunites. They had no faith in them. So everyone just got their money back.
Let's go, Noxus.
So let's just see here who will win game 3 as we see the bans coming through. They're going to think about banning the Cassante.
I always think Cassante is either the best champ in the game or the worst. Like, some games he's so useless, and then other games he's just so unkillable and does all the damage that his carries don't.
Still thinking about it. But they're going to ban the Zaunite instead. That's interesting.
I do love playing Zahen. That champ is really fun.
See, I played him like once in ARAM, and I tried him once in the Rift, and I shouldn't be allowed to touch that champion. like there should be perma bans for certain players to play certain champions. That is me on Zahen.
I mean, you look at my champ pool and the fact I play Hui Jin, like I shouldn't be allowed to touch them either, but I still make it work. The amount of times you suggested Hui top to me during mini LCS that needs to be like studied.
Hey, I genuinely think if you played Hui top, it would work. But we'll never know because you never did it.
Faith.
While we're waiting on these last picks, as we see the Mel and Victor get banned as well as Camille, we see the way you smoke it into existence.
Ooh, I did do that. I love seeing Hui. That champ is so fun to play, so satisfying to watch as well.
Who do you not want to see against it?
Against Hui, I would hate to see any assassin mid. Like, it sucks. And Ari as well, post 6, you just hard lose that matchup.
What do you think about Xerath?
If Xerath plays his range correctly, because he does just outrange Hui by that much,
he outranges everything.
Then it's a decent matchup. To be fair, it's very skill oriented in my opinion. Coming with an Ornn last pick as well. There's so many champs in this game that I love playing.
Not gonna lie, I'm just happy there's a window.
Well, they better not build Warmogs in the jungle.
I don't know who would do that. And we do see...
Oh, Sante, which was hovered as a ban.
So yeah, so if Zaunites win this, whoever did the draft for Noxus were reported because he could have banned it.
Well, I assume if they didn't ban the Zahen and put Cassante instead, then they probably would have picked Zahen, which is a lot better matchup for Ornn in terms of Zahen even.
But we're going to waste no time, folks. We're going straight into this last game. Oh, no, we're not. We're going to a blank screen. Hey, that's not what we want. Let's try that again, folks. We're going in to our last game as we see the skins coming through.
They're playing Choo-Choo Ornn and Corporate Mundo. They should absolutely win this game.
And Arcane Vi. So I got my wish in the end.
Ooh, that Nami skin as well is very pretty to look at. I'm fairly biased on those tank skins. Those are the two that I play, and I play those two for a reason. They are like such insanely pretty skins, and probably some of the best skins that Riot has made.
Now, if we're talking about great skins, there's a certain songstress that has some nice ones, but Corporate Mundo is up there.
Exactly. Corporate Mundo is one of the best skins Riot has ever made, I will not lie.
What
do you think
about
the detail they put in that is insane.
What do you think about the new Mordekaiser skin?
I haven't actually seen it in-game at all.
It is so good. It is so good. It takes everything that was right about Corporate Mundo and puts it on another level.
Oh, no, I'm sad I haven't seen it. I didn't have the money to buy it, so which is probably why I didn't see it, to be fair.
A bit of fight in the top lane. Snow knocking the living daylights out of this Ornn right away. I mean, Ornn's going to be fine with that.
Yeah, early game in that matchup, Ornn does just suffer a little bit, as Kazante just has that much more damage and that low mana cost compared to him. Flash coming out from Fayaz from the Blitzcrank hook. Snow going in, looking for a kill.
He's
getting his brittle proc, and he has to flash out because Sante may look to dive here.
He's going to pay for
his
own
fast completely fail it.
Oh, that is huge. You know, they lane swapped, trying to think, oh, we'll get an advantage here. We'll get something, and it goes the wrong way.
Yeah, Hui is doing a masterclass versus this mid so far.
And yeah, so I'm just trying to watch the streams to make sure it's nice and smooth. Wee bit jumpy, but we'll look at that for the next one. And yeah, we see Cell taking a bit of damage here from Xerath. I mean, again, the big spot for Zaunite was putting these top and mid around, and it's not really started off as well as you'd want. As the Caitlyn Q does go wide.
Both mid laners pretty much at no mana, but White has his WE, which will restore it slowly.
Nope.
Xerath flashing from the Vigank there. The fear goes wide from Hui. His Horn is pushing this top lane and looking for a bounce in the back.
Again, after that early bit though. Fairly steady.
This is true. I'm very curious to see what the Ornn is going to build into the Cassante here. As Cassante just has so much diverse damage that it's really hard to build against him. Both mid laners out of mana again, but neither jungler is near so they can do anything about it.
I think we're going to have a very slow game because mid laners are going to poke each other out. ADCs will want to scale unless Blitz can't get these hooks. And the junglers probably... Well, Mundo doesn't want to engage with anyone until he has level 6. And Ornn at least wants to get the start of these artifacts coming through. But it's dealing a decent whack of damage onto the Snow though.
Running a bit low on the mana though, he will run out before Cassante does.
I'm just going to see, I might do a quick restart of the stream just to see if we can fix it. Because I've heard reports that it's chugging. So we'll stop just as that and we'll be right back to see does the hook land.